Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Weekend Catch-Up Club, the coffee morning show brought to you live every Saturday, direct to Facebook, and available later on demand at youtube.com/gamertagged. This is going to be an absolutely blisteringly epic show today. It is, of course, the Pokemon show, and who better to teach me everything Pokemon than we have Jamie from A Mid-Game Crisis, and to the bottom-ish of your screen, depending on the window placements, we have Eric, the Father Gamer! Lads, oh my god.
Yeah.
How you doing? So, you guys have been trying to get me into Pokemon for quite a while.
Yeah.
To the point where
uncut meat just straight into your veins.
To the point where you just like hijack all of my podcasts, my video stuff, my streams to say, when's Pokemon happening? So, yeah, this is the show.
Everyone needs it. Everyone needs it in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It makes everything better. I'm pretty sure there is actually a religion somewhere. I got really texting there for a second. There's a religion there somewhere? I'm pretty sure.
I think there is.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into the meat of that very, very soon.
But
it's not the main
Pokemon.
It's like you got to tease it. You don't start with a headline act. You got to do the warm up acts first, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
We got some cool shit to talk about. We have Spidercat for Miles Morales, Spider-Man on PS5. We're going to be talking a little bit about that. We are going to be talking about the PlayStation 5 user interface, which got dropped on a PlayStation State of Play just yesterday, I think it was.
Yep.
And a really kind of weird, just like dropped video on YouTube. It's like, here you go, there it is. So we're going to talk about that. We'll play the video and stuff like that for our viewers as well. And then, of course, we're going to be segueing into Pokemon by talking about the rapper Logic, who dropped some cheddar all over
gangster.
all over the place for a
just
Pokemon
a
card.
Second, I really thought you were a rapper. I was very I was impressed there, Ross.
You know, I'm trying. Yeah,
don't ever do that again. Ever. You're not allowed. Go.
White boy rap.
Yeah,
I think so. So, what can I say, lads? First of all, before we kick into any of the news stuff, how are you all doing? Because Eric, we haven't spoken for a couple of weeks now. Our podcast, the Creative Ramble, is like way behind schedule because lots of personal things going on. So
creative
first of all,
differences.
Yeah, creative differences. Yeah. Exactly. What is it they say when Hollywood celebrities divorce? Irreconcilable differences as well, and creative differences.
We're the Simon and Garfunkel of podcasts. No,
that's it.
It's just been busy, dude. We've been really busy. You and I both have been taking care of our wives, so it's been kind of busy, man. Wife had a major surgery, and so that was kind of interesting. And then I did play a lot of Fortnite. I've also been like way too much Fortnite is what I've been doing. Way too much.
You managed to get She-Hulk, right? You managed to get your She-Hulk skin.
Oh, dude, I've got I've got I got through level 100. And then I was like, oh, I'm done. I've got Wolverine. I've got the second. I was like, oh, I'm done. And then I found out they have foils. So all those characters, you get to level them up again and get them like silver. And I was like there's a silver Groot. He's head to toe. He looks like a pewter figure.
I didn't even know that.
Right.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, they get you up to 140. And there's a silver Wolverine, and I was like, well, okay, that's cool. And then I saw somebody walking around with a gold version, and I was like, no,
son of a bitch. Yeah, I need the gold. I need the gold.
Yeah, it's like I want a gold Doom, like a gold Doom and a gold Groot. Just sound really cool. So I've been playing a lot of that. Awesome. And Daredevil is coming for the as a character, and you know it's going on until next month. Like you can totally get stuff still, and I kind of think that they're going to be doing DC the next one. It kind of looks like, because I saw the PS5. They have a special PS5 where you buy the case essentially. And, I can't stand that, but you buy the case, the cards inside the thing.
Like the physical edition of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had the one for next month is Joker and Harley Quinn and Maxi Seuss. You can unlock. You get them for like $30 American, and that's for next season.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if they're going to go full DC, like Marvel this time, DC next time. I'm hoping, you and I, definitely we could talk about DC stuff. So
totally.
Yeah.
So okay, a lot of stuff. Jamie, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm now thinking I need to go back to grinding Fortnite. So that's a thing because I haven't played that for weeks and weeks. Damn it!
Got to be done.
Yeah, I've mostly been playing. I became low-key obsessed with a game called Littlewood, which is just the most adorable thing I have ever played. It's basically, it's like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing had a baby, and this was definitely a baby born of love and much tenderness, because it is just this beautiful little game where it's an RPG set after you've saved the world.
Okay.
So everything's fine. There's no consequences. Everything's just nice. And you have to rebuild the town, and you can build a farm, and you can build houses, and so much customization.
Wow.
Oh, it's adorable.
That sounds so nice right now with everything in the world.
It gave me a sense of control in a world where I don't have much.
In a world gone mad.
So that was good. And then I've done literally everything in that, unlocked everything. Wow. And now I've started it again because it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And then in between that, I've been playing the much less relaxed CSGO because I'm trying to get good at that for some reason after never playing it for like a decade and then going, I should try this. Yeah. And I'm now hooked on Phasmophobia as well. So it's varying game experiences for me.
Phasmophobia is doing the rounds like crazy because it's on PC at the moment. And is it early access or just on a Steam release?
I thought it was a full release.
I think it's a full release.
Access.
Oh, okay. So it's basically like what was that old Yvette Fielding ghost hunting TV show? It's
Haunted.
Most Haunted. It's basically like Most Haunted, isn't it? But
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't call it an old Yvette Fielding TV show. It's still going.
No way! What?
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Me and Alan and a couple of our mates, Ed and Tom, we have a tendency to watch old TV shows and just sort of relentlessly mock them together.
That's what you got to do. You got to do that. That's just
So we do it with early 90s wrestling, and we're basically watching all of wrestling from 96 up to now, and we do it with cartoons, and we do it with everything. And we started doing it for Most Haunted because we thought, that'll be fun. But I also love the show. Like, I find it very entertaining. I'm not saying I believe all of it, but I definitely find it entertaining. So we were watching that. So last night when I was going, because I was streaming it last night, and when I was about to go live, I tweeted and said, tonight the part of Yvette Fielding will be played by Jamie McLellan. And I copied her into the tweet, because I usually do.
Yeah.
And mid-stream, I noticed I had a notification and looked, and she liked it. And I was like, so as far as I'm concerned, me and Yvette Fielding are our best friends.
Besties.
That's it.
You're going to go hunting, you're going to go ghost hunting together.
Obviously. So I did tell Tom that, the young lad who was playing with us, and Tom became basically obsessed with the notion that she was now watching the show. So,
of course, she's tuned in every episode.
So a couple of times he apologised to her because we weren't doing as good of a job as they were on the show. And I was like, don't worry about it, man. I don't think she's tuned in yet. I'm sure she'll be
you should stay. You should totally stay with it just so you can get a better show out of
it. So Callum in the chat's asking, how many series does Most Haunted have now? It must be going for like 20 years or 30 years, right? It's been going forever.
I think the most recent series was season 20.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of ghosts.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They once caught something on camera that they said, this is definitely, like, we actually saw a figure, and they showed it. And people replied saying, or just saying, that's your cameraman. Because it does look like Stuart.
Let's get some Vaseline over the lens and just say it's like an apparition.
That's a lot of, it's cold in this spot. Like, I've got the chills. The
best ones are definitely when they throw stuff or try and antagonize it. So they're like, in one episode, I swear to God, like, Yvette held a cannonball because they were on board a ship. Done a few. And she threw a cannonball into a room and went, throw it back. And I was watching with my mate, and all I could hear in my headphones was him going, oh yeah, because that's what you want them to throw back. cannonball, and he was just losing it. Of all the things you could throw at a ghost and ask them to chuck back at your
a cannonball.
Dude, I can barely throw a cannonball, much less if I'm a spectral spirit.
Why not a pillow? Like, throw a pillow back or something. Like, something soft.
A nerf. Can you throw a nerf at me? Like,
oh my god.
A whisper bar. There you go.
That is wicked. Yeah. So, have you been playing it in VR at all, Jamie?
No, I don't have a VR setup. Currently, I think we talked about this a while back briefly. I was saying that my only issue with VR, as impressive as it's getting, is that I have gabby legs, and so I game sat down. I don't want to stand up and
walk around and
set up.
Yeah.
So, and obviously this is a game that I could play sat down, to be fair, because it's not so much. So there are games I would try it on, but after trying it last night, I don't want to play that in VR.
Scared the shit out of you, right? I would absolutely scare the shit out of you. Yeah.
So creepy. Yeah. From the moment you walk through the door of the house you're investigating, the sound changes.
Right.
And like I was watching doors bang. We went down a corridor because we were trying to find the room where the ghost is. You have to measure them, like to take thermometer readings and stuff. And we went down the corridor, and when we turned back round, all the paintings were off the walls and on the floor.
Oh God.
We're like, and it's just little things like that. You turn around and go, oh no, especially at 1:30 a.m. And then just as I was playing it, because I'm sat here, the living room door is opposite me, and I'm sat here with like lights in my face when I'm streaming, and it's pitch black over there.
Yeah.
And suddenly a shape appeared next to my desk.
Oh,
and
it was the cameraman. So yeah,
it was Stuart. Yeah, like, sorry, Yvette sent me. She's been watching and she wanted me to give you a hand. No, I was sat there like, what the? And looked around, and there's my son stood next to me going.
Oh my god! I can imagine your wife and kids just like messing with you, like flickering the shutters and like pretending there's a draft or dropping a book right behind you.
Yeah, I think, we're going to be streaming more of it, and I can see it happening because, to be honest, I think they'll be tickled by the novelty of me being scared of it because like games and films don't generally get me.
Yeah,
and I've said that a couple of times on stream, and I've had to go. It's not bravado. I'd love to be scared, and there's plenty of real life that terrifies me, but just games and videos don't normally get me like that.
Yeah,
but this one is very well done. It's very clever.
Yeah.
I'm officially starting a GoFundMe just to fly me there, just so I can drop a book behind you now. And then I just leave. I just leave after that. Like, well, that was fun. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to some town I can't pronounce now. So.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so shall we kick into our first topic of the day? And it is. Let me screen share the shit out of stuff. Hold on. There we go. Transition over. There we go. So we have Spider-Man, Spidercat is appearing in Miles Morales, which is the PlayStation 5 version of Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man. So exclusive look at Miles' feline friend in Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. So we've got a video here, which I'm just going to play for the benefit of our viewers. Guys, thoughts on Spidercat? Come on now.
Well, I mean, it's the greatest thing ever, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Unless you're a dog person, and then I guess you can just leave now. So sorry, Ross. It's why we didn't record last week.
I know, right? Oh, hold on. I need to drop the quality here. It's really choppy.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's fine. You're playing it on a PS3.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the game. Period. Like but now that I know there's a cat, I mean, I probably won't be able to play it. My wife will probably take it over. To be honest, at that point.
Jamie, what do you think about this? The spider puss in boots.
It's just another reason for me to be really annoyed that I don't have a PlayStation, isn't it? I mean, I'm not even a cat person, generally speaking. Like, I'm not anti-cat. If you ask anyone, they'll tell you I'm anti-cat. Like, that's what I tell people. But cats are adorable. It's just cats in real life that tend to attack me because they can sense evil. So, but that is one of the most adorable images I think I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it's insane, right? Look at this.
It's a little backpack.
I know.
Yeah. I'm just so excited to play this game. I mean, Ross knows this. The first Spider-Man game was my favorite of that year.
Yeah.
So this is I'm excited just in general, and then they throw in this, and I'm like, oh god. And then they showed some of the new skins too. The one of it looks like he's like Daft Punk, like got the the thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
the jacket and the neon and the helmet. And everything.
Yeah, it's great. Like I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it on. We're we're less than a month away now. So
it's crazy to think that they're having. It sounds like they're having like just loads of fun with Miles Morales because it's still kind of seen as a spin-off to the main game, even though we still don't know like how big or how expansive this is going to be. It seems like it's going to be pretty meaty. But
I'm hearing about half the size. I mean, that's at least what I've heard of the primary Spider-Man game.
Right.
I mean, that's why it's a bit cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, after I beat the main game, I played that just swinging around, the mechanics of just swinging around.
Yeah.
And now on a PS5, like how fluid that's gonna be. Like no pun intended with Spider-Man. Anyway, I'm really really excited to play. Like it's like literally I told my wife like I want that and I want Cyberpunk. That's like literally the two games. I don't care for the rest of the year at this point. Those are the two games that I'm just.
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it there. It's like even though you've finished the full game, it's the type of game because they nailed the feel of all of the mechanics so well that you just want to jump back in and just swing around New York City.
Yeah.
There's a GIF or a little video clip going around. I don't know if you guys have seen it. And it shows the loading difference between Peter Parker being in like one of the warehouse challenge like rooms, and you know how he goes through the vent, and then there's a loading screen, like a splash screen of Spider-Man with like the tooltips and stuff, and there's a few seconds, maybe about 20 seconds or something, and then he's back into New York City, into the sandbox. Well, they did a side by side of the Miles Morales running on PlayStation 5. From inside a warehouse, zipping up, going through the vent. The vent opens, you see daylight, it's like bright white, and then it's seamlessly into New York City. There's no loading or anything from the indoors to the outdoors. It is just so instant and seamless. It's just incredible.
Really sad that he's not going to be riding around the subway then. Like that's.
Well, you can still do that through choice.
I'm sure, but like it's yeah, it's crazy how like that's definitely going to be the thing for the next gen is just load times. I hope to God or you know what's funny though, we're going to sit here at the end of next gen of the gen coming up. It'd be towards the end of it and we're going to be like, God dang it, these load times are so long. Like we're going to be be so used to, we're going to acclimate to it so quickly. It's just like we waded right in, that water's just fine now. It's like, well, okay, that half a second is way too long. Like we're going to complain. Yeah. We always do.
I want to see just what the SSD upgrades for Ghost of Tsushima is going to be like, because we talked about how incredibly well optimized that game was already on PlayStation 4 for like it's like a 4-second load time between fast traveling around the island, which is insane for an open world game. So if that is instant as well.
I mean, even on Xbox though, we're going to be getting such crazy load times. Like I'm excited to just finally, like, I don't know. I remember I was playing something the other day and it was like a 10-second load time and I was like, good God, that's too long. And I was thinking like just a couple of years ago, I would have been like, that's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So
we're getting so spoiled.
We are totally spoiled.
It's weird to look back because I remember because I started out with PC before console and I'm back to PC primarily at the minute, but I remember some of the old PC games I would play and you'd be sat there. I mean, I've gotten up to make a cup of tea and just gone like, while it's loading, and then you come back, and then I would have friends who were playing on console, and certain games it would be like, oh my God, I can't believe your loading times are so fast on PC. Go what? And okay, and now you look at some of the stuff, and it's just ridiculous the speed that it loads at, and we're getting faster. But like you say, unfortunately, it's gamers for you. We're an entitled bunch, and we are never content with what we're given. So within a couple of years, we'll be going, do you know what? I managed to blink during that load time, so clearly there was something wrong with this technology.
100%.
Yeah, we totally will. Yeah, it's totally how it's going to go.
I know.
Wow.
But Spidercat.
Spidercat, he better get a theme song, and he better fight a hairball. I'm ready for the hairball challenge at least. It's a
hairball challenge or a special move where he coughs up a hairball and it's like a banana skin for the enemies. They slip on it.
they fight the giant hairball, sort of like the giant poo in Conker's Bad Fur Day. It has to be musical though. It has to be a musical number just like that. I would totally be into that game.
Could you imagine if they brought some of Yakuza's like humor and flair into the spin-off with the cat with the palico? It's basically got a palico.
That's actually what I thought of. It just seems so out of place. It's just like so odd. There's like this feels almost like they sat down and said, okay, you know what? We all like Yakuza. Let's do something weird. Like it's and I don't know the reference. Like if the cat exists in the comics, I really don't know, and I feel bad because usually I do, but I don't know. I don't have a deeper understanding of the cat and his inner workings, but I'm kind of wondering what other weird stuff I'm hoping they'll have in the game.
What? Okay. So broader question then, since we're talking about weird stuff that Miles Morales or Spider-Man in general could branch out into with these games. Do you think we'll ever get Spider-Ham? Like a Spider-Verse sort of thing happening?
I really think we will. We will at some point. Like I think they'll do because it looks like the movies are heading towards the Spider-Verse, the live action as well. Of course, we got the animated one and the one that's coming up as well. So I could totally see them doing at some point in the games doing some kind of multiverse or something. I would love Spider-Ham, Spider Noir again.
Yeah,
we got a taste of that in at least one game. 2099.
Yeah.
A couple of the Beanox interactive games had Spider-Man Noir, didn't they? And that was awesome because that's a fantastic character. There's so much they can do with that.
As long as it's Nick Cage does the voice, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Spider-Ham would be great. I used to read Spider-Ham comics. I'll admit it. So there's a lot that actually could be done. I mean, as long as it's not some mobile game and we actually get a full, something crazy, I would be happy with it.
I would love to do. Do you remember? Was it Shattered Dimensions? One of the old, and it was the noir setting. So I could see that kind of style coming back, some flavor of DLC or whatever Spider-Man 2 is going to be, with these kind of other realities for Spider-Man.
See, and now all I can hear is Delaney though doing the voice of Spider-Pig 2, like as well. Like I just. That's all I can hear is that voice. But God, the mechanics, the Looney Tune type, crazy mechanics would be so much fun. Especially having him like almost be like put him in like a Spider Noir and Spider-Ham game together would be the greatest. Like just pairing those two together would just be that would be perfect. I'd love to write that game. I would totally do that game. Yeah, that would be so much fun.
An odd couple buddy cop movie game with that'd be pretty damn sweet.
Oh man,
I'm just
Spider-Ham gets kicked out, and Peter Porker has to go live with that would be great. Sleeping on the couch.
Well, I'm thinking more of a like a 1984 take on Spider-Ham, where it's more like Animal Farm.
Oh my god!
Like Peter Porker has to go live on the farm, and then he starts an uprising or something.
I had to go on antidepressants after I read that in school. Like, why don't you just bring your Watership down at that point?
Crossovers.
The
crossover of all crossovers.
The Watership Down crossover of Spider-Man. That would be fantastic. Spider Rabbit.
I'd still play it. If it's Spider-Man
we
related,
totally
I'll
would.
play it, watch it, read it. I'm not fussed. My favorite Marvel character.
Yeah.
And I'm currently just all I can think about though is when you said about branching out. I'm just thinking about what sort of pets other characters in Spider-Man might have.
What would J. Jonah Jameson have? What kind of pet does he have?
Oh, a parrot.
Guess it talks back to him
with the mohawk. So it's a similar hair.
Yeah, but he would hate it. It would be his wife or his ex-wife that had got the parrot, and he can't.
Yeah.
For some reason, can't get rid of it, and it just mouths off at him because he can't have anything in his life that brings him joy.
Yeah,
So
could the parrot be like nagging him just like his ex-wife? Like all of the things that he says, the squawking was all of the phrases that used to irk him when he was married to his ex-wife.
Actually, turns out he's the parrot sister all day. Spider-Man's better than you. Spider-Man's better than you. He's so much better than
pictures.
And that's why he's so angry at Spider-Man. Oh my God, we just figured it out. Thank you, Marvel. You're welcome, Marvel. I mean, thank you. You're welcome. We figured it out.
Film.
A deep therapy session for J. Jonah Jameson, and we've worked out the cause of his angst against Spider-Man.
It's the damn parrot, I tell you.
Oh my God. Genius, lads, genius. Okay, right. Let's hop over to the next topic, which is the PlayStation 5 UI. Now, I have no idea if this is going to play. I'm just going to put it on automatic quality. Oh my God, let's maybe drop it way down quality, because what viewers don't realize is we're broadcasting a 3-way Skype video call and trying to play a video. So it's like bandwidth crazy. So
wow, that came off really slow. That looked like the intro to like a PlayStation 2 game.
Oh, come on. There. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. It's not the SSD playback that is that is super slow. It's my bandwidth.
Do you guys in Scotland still have dial-up? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, pretty much. We don't have fiber. I've got a spider pig in a wheel, like running to get my.
I love this UI. This UI is so good. Let me tell you.
I hate you guys. Why do I even have you on the show? I fucking hate you guys.
To talk about Spider-Ham and freaking Pokemon, of course.
So first of all, what do we think of the sparkles? Come on, Eric. You love sparkles, right?
I love sparkles. Like there's never too much glitter. I'm guessing it's good. Like, as long as my games play, it's like, apparently the PS5 runs on pixie dust. So
it's Tinkerbell, man. She's in the system.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tink. I think the thing that I'm really interested in more, and as soon as we get to it at some point,
there we go,
is the cards system.
Yeah,
like that it kind of reminds me a little bit of the old Xbox Blades a little bit. I don't know if you remember those.
I do. Fond memories of the Blades. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but much quicker obviously than those. But yeah, it's like we said earlier, it's so fast. Like, everything is so fast. The loading is just, I guess it doesn't really load. It's just sitting there. It's just idles waiting for you. This current state is date at prom.
Yeah, so this current state that we're seeing here is like a quick review state. So you were playing a game, you had your PlayStation off or asleep or whatever, and you've booted it back up. So you're getting this kind of snapshot of the game that you were playing, and all of these cards are representative of something to do with the game. So they're like little kind of milestone challenges, or they're news about the game, or they're recently shared screenshots about the game. It's like a news feed specifically for just that one game that was in like a hibernation state, I guess, as your PlayStation was sleeping, which is interesting. I don't know how cluttered this all feels, even though it's not the main like dashboard from a cold boot, but it does feel a little bit kind of, I don't know, big and a little bit kind of cumbersome.
Oh, it's definitely the beginning. It's definitely the first like implementation of this. It will definitely change. I guarantee you. It's very cluttered, but it's fast. That's the thing that like the fact. Well, it's way faster than your video, but it's fast.
Son of a bitch.
So, but it I think the other thing I'm really interested in though is the fact that you can pick certain points in the game. I forgot what they're calling it. I can't hear the video right now.
I've got it muted for like copyright flags and stuff like that.
Yeah. But you can pick certain parts of the game, and you can say, "Hey, I want to do this." Oh, it's gonna. You can see. Okay, it's gonna take me 30 minutes to complete this particular objective.
Yeah, I like that. I think I like that as well, because it's really interesting as to how the developers are going to do that. Because if there's story spoilers, you don't want to see what the milestone or the level title or information is going to be. So it really depends on how the developers implement that, but I do like it.
I'm thinking it's going to be something like the trophy system, basically. But it's I don't know. Also, the fact that I can show off video of things that I'm doing to my friends inside the party. Yeah, like that's kind of really cool too. I don't know. There's a lot of what things do you guys like?
Jamie, you go first, bud.
It's got some really nice features from what I've seen, and it does although
I'm so sorry you don't have a PlayStation at all, and like
he has opinions though. He has opinions.
No, you don't at all.
I have one major problem with this, and I have one major problem with this release, and it's petty. It's so petty.
I'll go for it.
But it looks really nice, and it looks clean, although it definitely needs paring down a wee bit.
Yeah.
But it looks clean. There's some really nice features. As a completionist and an achievement whore, I love the fact that you've got these little little objective segments that you can bring up from the dash that show you, you've got to find these things here, find these things here. That's all great. I have one tiny issue, which is the fact we're calling it the UX, and it really bugs me, and I don't know why. It's in the description. It's the user experience. It's the fucking UI.
It's the UI.
You don't need a new name for it, guys.
Yeah. It's because they can patent that. They can copyright that. It's totally.
How dare you? How dare you? User experience and user interface is industry term, I'll have you know, and they go hand in hand pretty much. So.
Yeah, the thing is,
sure, okay, you're hurting my conspiracies. Please don't do that.
When you attach it to a YouTube video in the way that it is there, it reads like marketing wank, and it does. Which it is.
It is. But as somebody who specializes in user experience, how fucking dare you? How dare you?
I totally get it. It is very. That's what I said. It is petty. It's so petty. But it's one of those. There are occasionally these things within gaming announcements and things that I look at, and there's just a part of me that's like,
yeah, having worked in PR and gaming for a very long time, I'm so like it just washes over me, and I just kind of go, okay, like it just.
I know. That's the thing. I know that's the thing. It's like if you work in marketing or PR or design or whatever, all of these stuff, it's like the marketing just doesn't work on us. Is the thing. It's like, okay, I see what they're doing. They're trying to sell you something rather than something else. You know, it's difficult. It's a challenge. Because you need to say what it is and what it does, but you also need to make it sound like it's like the next best thing. It's like so innovative and amazing without doing wanky buzzwords, and it's really, really difficult. Really, really.
By the way, that's the name of my next album is Wanky Buzzwords.
Wanky Buzzwords.
Yeah, that's totally.
I think I know why it frustrates me though. I think it's purely the fact that because I've never been a PlayStation guy, and again, it's purely from the point of view of the fact that I couldn't really afford to own everything, and all my mates were on Xbox. Yeah.
Get Alan to cut you a check from his, get him to sell a diamond from one of his shoes. It's fine.
Oh, dude, he can't cut into his everything fund. How would he buy everything?
That's true. That's true.
So
who is this guy, and how can I become his friend?
Alan has more money than sense, but then that doesn't take a lot. I'm saying this mostly because I know he's watching somewhere.
He's Scrooge McDuck, Eric. We refer to him as Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, cool!
Only he wouldn't waste his time swimming in coins. He only swims in paper, or possibly just a bank full of credit cards. So,
speaking of which, have you ever seen that thing where they actually showed if somebody did that, they would become
the dynamics of it? Yeah.
They would die within seconds.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I've also seen there's an animation floating about YouTube somewhere that someone did showing Scrooge like going with the map and actually just showing Scrooge McDuck, and then afterwards it's quite dark, but it's quite funny. But no, I think the reason it bugs me is just that I've always been on one side of that console war, which I can't stand, because as far as I'm concerned, it's like, play games. I don't want console wars. I never have. I don't like exclusivity. I just want everyone to have every game so that everyone can play all the games.
100%.
I like games. And so I know that there will be, at some point down the line, because they've used UX in the description and because certain people will latch onto it in a certain way, I'm going to have to defend. Well, I'm not going to have to, and I probably won't bother, but my kindred are going to have to defend the Xbox dashboard going, and there will be people going, well, it's not a UX, is it? It's only a UI. And I'm going to have to throttle someone because they're the
UX
same
plus.
They're the same thing, exactly. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but no, it looks like, on a non-petty and not looking forward to a future argument, which apparently I'm doing, it does look really nice. It does. It's as long as it runs fast and you can like jump in and out of your games and jump back to stuff, that's all I ever really asked.
100%. One of the features which isn't really explained here, but I was chatting to our friend Sean about this, and he was telling me about how party chat is now gonna function. And you know how currently this is both for Xbox and for PlayStation, so it's not exclusive to one or the other really. But the way it works at the moment on both consoles is you create a party, you can have it open for everybody, or you can send it like invitation only. That's kind of how it works at the moment on both systems. So what he was telling me about the PlayStation 5 implementation, how they're changing party chat is, Jamie, if you and I only play, and a few other people, we only play Destiny, for example, so I can put you into a group that is basically just for Destiny chat. And Eric, we only play like Fortnite or the Avengers, so I can create a group which is just like Avengers chat. And it's once you kind of do that first initial, I think, acceptance of getting added to the group, you can join it basically any time. So it's functioning a little bit kind of like Discord channels, where
that's cool.
So you can bounce between different groups for different, like however you decide to organize them, rather than constantly sending an invitation every single time you want to join a party. So if you want to jump between channels, you can kind of do that. So not much has really been shown or talked about that just yet. I'm only getting it, I guess, secondhand or thirdhand from Sean. He was trying to explain it to me, and I was like, huh? What? So it sounds like it's really quite cool.
I like that.
And a way
drop in, drop out.
Yeah, so if you have like regular gaming nights with different groups of people, you can have different party chats basically just like established. And then everybody can join that one channel or another channel, and then you can do that kind of thing. So that sounds really quite powerful and quite an interesting little evolution of party chat.
Yeah, I like that.
I do like it. I like it's honestly seems like it's something they wanted to implement, something similar to that, especially when PlayStation, when they had the Xbox as well, when they added all of the social features and all of the share features and all that kind of stuff. It felt like that's what they wanted to do with this generation, but just couldn't quite. It wasn't baked into the pie, and so it's something, especially now that they have to look at what people are used to in Discord and whatnot. When it's kind of, when you look at like this generation that we're at now, social media was Facebook. Yeah. Like, and it's grown to, Twitter as well, but Facebook, Twitter, TikTok and Discord and all that. And so they're having to look at like, that's how they're going to push the social stuff, because we're basically doing the advertising partially for these games now, and so it's their way of doing it. I don't know. I find it really fascinating that they're going that way, and the party chat is so much fun. Like, I love party chats.
I like the sort of the Discord-esque feel to that. That's a really good idea, because that's how essentially, because obviously, like I said, I'm doing most of my gaming on PC these days. Yeah. And we've got me and like a small my close friendship circle. We got one server going, which is just sort of it's drop in, drop out. Someone will usually be on there throughout the day, but we've got a couple of channels set up for games so that someone can drop into that one because I'm going to be playing this. But then I've got the Warcraft Guild server, which we've got channels set up in, drop out, and we've got locked channels for the social moderators, the raid team, and all that sort of stuff. So it just makes life a lot easier. You jump on, you're playing that game, you drop into that chat channel, everyone's going to filter into there slowly. Everyone's in the same place.
Yeah,
it's handy. So
yeah, it's to keep kind of like communities, like not communities, but like groups of gamers together.
Well, the thing is, on both of them, they did create these communities that you could go to and share things on PlayStation and on Xbox. Yeah. But now you could actually create like the Discord thing. It sounds hey, we're gonna play this. Well, you don't want the people to leave. Like anything entertainment like that, you want them to stay on the console. You want them to not leave the device or the app or whatever. And so this is just one step closer to dying with your console. So
I'm looking forward to the new range of chairs that apparently both PlayStation and Xbox are releasing, where you sit down and this big bar just closes around you.
Yeah.
And then an IV fluid just comes in and you just sat there and it's like, you're never leaving.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the end.
That giant bird just
going to happen.
Flies down and feeds you every so often.
We're one beat away from you remember the Philip K. Dick short story, and it was made into a movie, Surrogates. You remember, like a Bruce Willis. It was okay, but the concept is basically like what's going to happen, right? Especially with isolation and COVID. That's what we want. Like a surrogate body that goes out into the world to be our kind of avatar.
Well, the avatar, I was about to say, as long as I don't have that stupid ponytail.
We have never been closer to it, though. Even down to, have you seen the very slight segue? But have you seen what they're doing with WWE at the moment with the crowd?
No.
Where they're in the Thunder.
Is this like where there's like TV screens or something that they put webcams like all around the arena and stuff? Okay, yeah.
They were doing that for. They were doing it for other some other American sports as well. It's creepy. It is very
It is weird, and the other thing is, it's the stupidest idea they've ever had because.
And among stupid ideas.
Yeah. But they turned around and said, let's just invite people to come on and join on webcam, and apparently did it without any filtering. So there was, one of the WWE feeds, there was actually a guy there who, very controversial, but had a sign saying, Chris Benoit for the Hall of Fame, and was sat there with it. And obviously, Chris Benoit, there was a whole thing that surrounded that, and it's been a thing in the wrestling community for years, and he's passed now. But it was just, he sat there holding this sign, and he got onto the TV with it. Briefly, but he got on.
And then they had to kick him or ban him or something like that.
Yeah. And there were people in costumes and all sorts of stuff doing stupid stuff.
I mean, how do you even vet that stuff? Because you're thinking about adding thousands of people into like a virtual environment to broadcast it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you police that?
I know, and even if you vet them, there's nothing to stop them 20 minutes in suddenly grabbing something from below the desk or something, taking their clothes off and doing a handstand.
Sure did grab something from below the desk.
Another example of Demolition Man predicting the future with conferencing meetings and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my god! Right. So, any final thoughts on this UI? Just in general, I think because we think this example currently is looking very big. It needs a bit more refinement, but there's some cool features there. I like that you can snap like a friend's screen share to your screen, which is kind of interesting. So you can, it's like, oh, look what just happened. Look at this bit of the game. I want to show you this kind of thing. That's kind of cool. I don't know how frequently I would use that. As a streamer, I can actually see a really interesting execution of that, because if I'm playing Avengers with Eric, so Eric's just playing the game as normal, but I might want to broadcast our playthrough session. So Eric can share his screen to me, and then I can have his screen within my screen, and I can then broadcast the entire experience.
Here's the thing, too.
That's kind of cool.
It records in 4K as well, up to 4K. So finally, we could actually just record directly off of a off of a system and actually have good footage.
Yeah.
Like I'm hoping from what they say. So that would be really nice, especially for us who can't afford the giant rig, especially since they're paying $500 for a new system.
Because like streaming tech and like capture cards and stuff is extremely expensive. And I know this is kind of like a niche, like execution of what we're kind of thinking about for these consoles, but it's future proofing it, right? It's really future proofing.
That share button is used quite a bit though, even with non-streamers.
Very much,
so,
very much.
Yes. But I mean, even down to, you're saying niche, but to be fair, there's the whole world and his wife is streaming now.
That's true. Very true.
Even if it's just, I mean, there are guys in the guild who stream raids and stuff, but they stream them to have, like, for the guild. They'll stream them so that people can join in and watch. They're not necessarily looking for an audience. They're just, why don't you watch this? I can show you how this works and stuff. But I think that sort of, like, built-in picture-in-picture type idea, I've got to wonder if that was influenced a wee bit by the possibilities for streaming.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's probably what prompted them. And it is
such a pain in the ass to try to get that done when you're playing games. Like try to do everybody's picture while you're playing. Yeah, because it really. And I kind of wonder how big you can get the screen. How like it would be nice if you could put them side by side. It just like we're thinking purely on a streaming, but it would be really interesting to see. That in the future, because plus there's a lot of things. I think the things that I'm more interested in, I like the UI. Like the UI looks interesting, UX, whatever the hell they're calling it. I like it. I think it looks cool. I'm really happy with how fast it is. But there's a lot of stuff that we're a month out, we're still not hearing. And I'm just like, really confused why we don't know more about backwards compatibility a little bit. Why we don't see, like, I want to see games, PS4 games played on it and streaming and all that. Like, I want to see, I want to see what this baby can do. Like, and so far we're getting very, very tame. It's like, I don't know, especially when people are making a choice right now, you'd figure they'd want to like show everything under the hood.
Yeah, I think that's mostly going to come from when the consoles are finally out in the wild. All that information is going to come from other tech channels, and they're going to do all of that like legwork for them.
They're sold out already.
So exactly. So nobody's like, even if you're on the fence about should I get one or not, you're not going to be able to get one before November 10th or 19th. 12th and 19th respectively for European markets and the US and stuff in other territories. But it's going to be maybe Christmas, but into next year before anybody can probably realistically get their hands on one.
Yeah, I mean, especially with shortages with COVID and whatnot, like productions, there's no telling what it's going to be like. So we'll definitely be doing the advertising for PlayStation. So
yeah, man. So let's kick off into the main topic of the show. Since we're a cool 50 minutes into the show, why don't we just start the main event? And that is, of course, Pokemon, guys. Pokemon. So, to kick off our Pokemon... Oh, Christ, there's a lingerie ad popped up there. Let's just minimize that.
Hold on. I
need to... So, Our big topic of the day is Rapper Logic buys a Pokemon card for a cool $220,000. This article is, of course, on GameSpot. And he has a surprisingly sweet reason, and I love the reason for this. So, the Rapper Logic, whose real name is Sir Robert Bryson Hall II. Is he royalty? I didn't know that. Holy crap. Has purchased an ultra-rare Pokemon card for a pretty penny. He said on Twitter that he was the bidder on a PSA 10 base set first edition Charizard card with a winning bid of $183,000. With the 20% buyer's premium factored in, the total price of the purchase climbs above £220,000. This was actually Logic's second massive Pokemon purchase this week, as he also shelled out $23,000 on a base set box earlier this week. Despite his fame and fortune rapping, he retired in order to start a Twitch streaming career. With any luck, that will include plenty of Pokemon. So let's just scroll down the page a little bit here. And here is the card itself. Now, Jamie is probably wetting himself like crazy here. And I'm going to zoom in on the feed as well. Look at this. Look at this. So this is the first edition box of a Charizard card. I mean, guys, you know Pokemon. I know nothing about Pokemon, so I'm going to hand over the floor to you to tell me all about this. Go for it.
I'm going to let you on the cards.
He can't talk.
Those noises you can't make now.
That's my holy grail.
Is it?
Yeah. That's. I mean, if you look at the border, like Real Geek, but if you look at the border around the actual boxed image, there's no shadow on the border. That's a shadowless Charizard, which is.
Let me try and zoom further in.
Slightly
further
different.
In. There we go.
Oh
my god.
And shadowless is the one you want to go for. There are some that have got a slight shadow on it. They're worth slightly less. And to find one that's PSA 10, when you consider how old this is and the fact that.
So first of all,
okay, it feel old. Make it feel really old when you say that. It's like what, 20 years old.
Right, you're gonna have to explain what PSA 10 means, because I'm a noob here. I have no idea what that means. So please explain.
It's perfect.
Okay.
PSA they're a grading system. So PSA 10 is the best of the best.
Right.
Which is why this thing's sealed in lucite. Like, it's just. I mean, I've got. I'll put it this way: I've got an unopened box of top loaders behind me, which are for very good cards, which I've yet to use because I've never pulled anything like this, and I've certainly never been able to buy one.
Okay.
But it's just I have so I've kind of got a little bit of Logic's, not his money, but I've got a little bit of his reasoning, because when I was a kid, I wanted to collect Pokemon cards. Right. And I've told this story so many places, so many times. I desperately wanted to collect Pokemon cards, but I couldn't get them. There was nowhere in the area that sold them, and it just sort of became not a thing. I think I opened a couple of packs, maybe at some point.
Okay.
Don't have any of those, and then I turned 33 3 years back. I turned 33, and I was like, what should I do to celebrate my... Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll start collecting Pokemon cards. This is a good age. The look I got, I walked into the Tesco's in town, and they actually had some tins on the shelves.
Okay.
And I came up to the counter with a couple of tins, and they went, "Oh, you're treating the kids." I was like,
"How dare you? No. They're for me."
Well, those are for me. And she laughed. I went, "No, those are for me." She went, "Why would you want them?" I went, "I collect Pokemon cards." She went,
"Yeah."
"Why?" I was like, I don't. You probably collect teapots or ugly porcelain ducks. I don't know what you're coming at me for.
Are humans? I mean, come on.
People in your basement, but you're tall. So I took my cards, but I've now got thousands of the things, but nothing approaching anything. I mean, I don't have any base set. My collection starts around black and white. So
I mean, I've seen on like not auction hunters, but it's a show in the States where they're like pawn collectors or pawn shop owners, and I've seen a guy. One of the episodes came in with a collection of Pokemon cards, and it was estimated or valuated like his entire collection was worth like $500,000.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's wow.
It's insane. But I mean, a friend of mine, I put a post on Facebook a while back about I just bought another pile of Pokemon cards, and he posted something about it. So I just don't. He said the money in that. He said, "You've got to admit it's stupid." And I was like, "Dude, I know that you have spent most of the money you have on a car that still doesn't work for the past 10 years.
Exactly. Hobbies, like, man. Hobbies, yeah.
He said, it keeps me occupied and it's an investment and blah, I see what I've done here. I was like, yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, you've given him enough rope and he's just made the noose for you. Yeah.
You know what? Let me pass my time the way I want to as I shuffle off this mortal coil. Like let me buy and do the things that make me happy. Yeah. Exactly. No, I completely understand that. So, wouldn't it be funny that, not funny to you, but like since I don't collect Pokemon cards anymore, but I could just see he just takes it out of the package and just like decides to start playing with it in a regular deck. It's just like what? Like you can watch people's heads just explode.
I know.
I mean, I say that I collect everything. Yeah. I'm really bad for it. I mean, Ross knows, and God knows I posted enough pictures. I collect Funko Pops and Game Mariana. We need a term for that.
Yeah. So I want to just read out the reasoning here, because we kind of glossed over that a little bit as well. So posting on Instagram, Logic spoke about his love and appreciation of Pokemon and how spending top dollar on these new cards is not about the material, it's about the experience. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved Pokemon, but couldn't afford the cards. I remember even trying to trade food stamps for theirs, and now as an adult who has saved every penny he has made, being able to enjoy something that I've loved since childhood, now as a grown man, is like buying back a piece of something I could never have. It's not about the material, it's about the experience.
100%.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful kind of reasoning. He's not buying it as an investment. He's buying it because it was the thing he idolized so much as a child.
It's like you know, there's a lot of big actors that buy these things that I've seen throughout, you know, these collectibles, like the Action Comics, whatever it is, with number one of Superman. I know 2 or 3 big celebrities that Seinfeld, I think, has one, and Nicolas Cage has one, and they don't care about the money. It's purely about the same thing. Like when I go down to Walmart and I see, like, you know, you've seen recently, Ross, with me, and the new He-Man figures that just came out.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my God, I know they're not the same, but it's totally like, it's tapping into that thing in my brain of like, oh my God, I remember being a kid.
Remember that?
Sitting down with the Masters of the Universe figures, and just like, yeah, we all have those things that we or we didn't get it.
OG Centipede.
And we're trying to get it now. Like it's just like I don't have $200, $1,000 or pounds or whatever to spend on it. I have to argue $15 with my wife to buy the Master Universe figures. So I can't imagine buying the card, but like, I totally understand. I mean, but I can see other people being like, what? Like, he could have bought a house. He could have bought,
I think he's already got a house. He's already got stuff that he already has the basics covered. So he's not gonna.
As someone who's dealt with people that are very, very wealthy, with when working with Disney, there is a certain point where money is literally just nothing to you anymore. Yeah. And so maybe he's at that point. Who knows? Maybe he's not, and it's just something, while he has it, he might as well get it. So
yeah.
He's actually as well. Like, I did not know a hell of a lot about Logic going back. Like, I'd heard some of the music, but I didn't know a lot about him until he appeared on. I'm gonna forget the name of the show, which is really frustrating. But the guys from Critical Role did an interview series where they would sit down and it's Brian Foster from Critical Role would sit down with friends of the show and have a drink with them and just chat at the bar. So they did, the first season was all the cast, and then after that they started inviting on friends of the show, and they invited on Logic. I didn't realise Brian Foster and Logic, best friends going back years and years and years. Logic, big fan of the show. Yeah. So he came on and sat down with them, and they started talking. And he said, it turns out that I was sat there thinking, oh my God, this guy is a complete geek. Like, massive nut. Like, he absolutely loves it. So he started talking. Really, really interesting, down-to-earth sounding, like, sweet guy who very much seemed to have the opinion of, look, I love music, I'll make music, done with music, that's fine, doing something else, like, I'm literally going to live my life and get on with it. And this is obviously part of that. It's like, well, I didn't get him as a kid, so now I have, and God, I hate him for it. Nice guy though, but God, I hate him.
Well, that's the dream, right? You've made your money in one kind of creative field or whatever field that you choose.
Oh yeah.
You managed to excel there. You've made your money, and you know what? I'm at a time in my life where I can just go and do something else. It's something creatively different, and just be happy with that. Yeah, exactly. I applaud it. I really do. It's very jealous.
Protocol.
Exactly. Okay, so tell me all about Pokemon. Why should I get excited about Pokemon? Apart from the card value that you can get. Because the DLC, Eric, did the DLC for Sword and Shield come out?
It comes out the 23rd, I believe.
It's this month then, okay.
It's theoretically the last DLC for this game. I'm I mean, we haven't ever gotten DLC before, so it's kind of interesting. I mean, except for occasional like Pokemon or whatnot. Do you play the games at all?
I have never played Pokemon in my life at all. The closest I've ever come to Pokemon is Ni no Kuni. That's really the closest I've ever come to Pokemon.
It's kind of there. So.
See,
you guys talk. I'm going to pull up the trailer for the DLC. So I'll be searching for that. So you guys just have a blather. Tell me all about Pokemon. Get me excited for Pokemon.
Well,
it's a very large subject.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, have I talked to you about God? Like it's you know, the thing with Pokemon that, you know, it when Game Freak started, you know, they developed the original games. The creator was really into bugs and collecting bugs when he was a kid, and he really brought this thing of exploration and finding these crazy characters, and it was just so unique, and stumbling over all of these really awesome developed, you know, these I mean, there wasn't a lot of story, but it was just fun to collect.
Yeah,
these crazy. It's the Garbage Pail Kid. It's the whatever, you know, the collecting thing. That initially started off, but I don't know. Like it's spun off into so many different things. The anime, the card game.
Sure, it's so huge now, right? If anything sells a Nintendo product, piece of hardware, which
is funny because it's not really Nintendo.
Yeah, but it's so synonymous with Nintendo that if it outsells a lot of the main first party Nintendo franchises, which is wild. It's the draw of Pokemon is so vast and so huge that it is quite staggering.
The fact that it has its own stores around the world, the fact that it has its own tournaments, multiple tournaments, not just for the trading card game, but also for the video games.
Yeah.
And it has like something like 20-something games, like video games. I think 20 plus movies.
Jesus, that's wild, right?
20 plus years of a continuous, pretty much, anime. I mean, comics, manga, like crazy. Like the fact that it's still going. Like how many franchises really do you know of that are, you know, quote, kids based, which that's something I'd talk about later, that are still going.
Yeah.
Like they really.
See, it's been a consistent since I was young. It's been a consistent since I was a kid. Like Pokemon was around when I was a kid. It's still around now, and it's still, it's bigger than ever it was. And I never lost love for it. It really grabs you young, and then you get older and look and go, oh, okay, there's actually still a hell of a lot to this for me, even though it's bright and colourful. You're young, it's bright, colourful, there's cute animals. As you get older, it's like, oh, I think it speaks to the completionist in me when you talk about the games and stuff. Like it's like, oh, I do want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
No one else was before. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm the best, by the way, not you. Sorry.
I will agree with that because a friend of mine says that I must
Logic
be the
is clearly the best.
Pokemon. Well, yeah, a friend of mine always says I am the biggest Pokemon fan he knows that doesn't bother playing any other games, which is weird. But I think the last time I played seriously was around N64 era, and then since then I watch everything, collect all the cards. I've all sorts of Pokemon accoutrement around the house, but I didn't have a Nintendo knocking about, and so I wasn't playing the games.
That's the cool thing, though. Man. Like you can be a Pokemon fan, you can be a true Pokemon fan and never pick up a game.
Yeah,
like it's because of the anime, because of the card game, because of all that stuff.
There's so many ways into Pokemon.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
there really is, and I mean, you know, I love one of the things that I love. Yeah, is definitely the collecting of the characters. I love the fact that you can breed. You could breed the Pokemon, and I was trying to breed a shiny Charizard for like 2 flipping generations, which shiny is a different colored version of a Pokemon, and so you can take 2 Pokemon and breed them, and I literally had thousands of eggs. They'll have all these eggs, and you have to walk around with your character in the game and to breed them. It is literally so stupid. I should be playing any number of other games. Like I will play hardcore games, and I was just sitting there for weeks walking around my character inside the game, watching like something on TV and trying to hatch like thousands of these eggs. And it's just, but it's the completionist thing. It's, you want something different. You want, you know, if you start getting into the competition, you start breeding these Pokemon with perfect attributes.
Right.
And okay. So it's almost like souping up a car. Like you want to, you know, it's just so many things about Pokemon.
See,
that is great.
I've always been so close to diving into Pokemon, and I'm watching the trailer as you guys are talking about it, and it's getting me kind of like really kind of excited about wanting to try it. Problem is, you did the same thing to me with Animal Crossing, Eric.
Yeah, but that wasn't my fault. You had your wife took over your Switch at that point. I was not. That was not my fault.
I've lost my island. I've lost my Switch, and I'm this close to losing my friend Eric because he is now schooling, educating, grooming my wife for Animal Crossing.
Hey, be careful with how you term that. Yeah, she actually messages me and she's like, I think she got mad at me. I wasn't quite sure. Like, she was like, my gate is open, and I'm like, okay.
That's not a euphemism, people.
Yeah. So yeah, I went and dropped a bunch of fruit off at Animal Crossing and just like, there you go.
Yeah, she was a little because she opened the visitor gates on the island like one day, expecting you to
be there right away.
Be there right away, and she waited the whole day, and she's like, Eric, and she's like, Eric's not online, and it's like, yeah, the son of a bitch is playing Fortnite.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You don't understand. There's a gold Doctor Doom to collect.
Yeah, I've got to have my pewter freaking Groot. I did. It was totally playing. But yeah, no, Pokemon though, like I was lucky enough in '96 to get a copy. I was traveling. I got a copy of Green, which is there was Green and Red, I believe, were the first two Pokemon games for the Game Boy.
Okay.
And it was in Japanese. and so I kind of had to work my way through it and didn't really understand Japanese very well at the time, but got my way through it and kind of was like, oh my God, this is great, but it'll never come out over here. I just like Pocket Monsters is not, which is, by the way, was where Pokemon came from. Yeah. It's never coming out of here. I don't think it'll ever come over here. It's too different. It's too weird. And then I think it was 2 years later we got the first Pokemon here in the United States, which is right about the same time that we got the anime as well. And then not too long after that, we got the movie, and the first movie, which did like in the States like $120 million, which was like crazy at the time. Like that's like blockbuster money at the time. So, I mean, the fact that it's been done so well, and I don't know. I mean, that doesn't mean you're gonna like it, obviously, but it's really, really hard. I've thought about it when we were talking about doing this show, and part of it is, we've grown up with it. Yeah. It's been there, and so I don't know if it's entirely, you know, how much is going on. I do know as I'm getting older, I would love a more like mature Pokemon. Not saying like sex and drugs and like, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, I kind of would like that now that I say that out loud.
When Pokemon go wild, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Grand Theft Kanto.
Yeah. Hey, you Pikachu. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the day when we're almost there. We're right at the cusp of like, I feel like something a little deeper as far as story goes and whatnot for a Pokemon game, because the problem is kids are still playing these games.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with that, right? You still have to appeal to that, so you can't really have like an R-rated Pokemon game.
So I'll see for Pokemon games, I'll see reviewers going, it just wasn't dark enough, and I was just like, okay, I mean, go watch a Pokemon movie. Those are dark. I don't know how the hell they get away with those. People literally die in those movies. The show, it's all happy. The anime, I mean, the movies, it's like, oh, it's dark. It's like 1984 dark. But I don't know. I'm really curious. I don't know if anybody in the chat wants to explain what they feel like with Pokemon, or people later on when they watch this.
Which version of Pokemon Sword and Shield did you get? Because I can't get the same one if I was going to dive into it.
Sword. I got Sword.
So I would have to get Shield?
You can get whatever you want. I've literally got all.
Oh, right.
I've got all.
See, this is the thing as well. I'm confused as to why there was 2 different editions. So
see, this actually comes from originally when the games were before they even made games.
Or when they were trading cards, like online trading cards.
Well, no, because the video games came first.
Oh, yeah.
But
really?
the developers, Game Freak, they were working on some smaller games. They had an idea of like they want to do this Pocket Monster game.
Okay.
They were playing one of the Dragon Quest games, and there was an item in the game where it was really random that you could get this item, and one of the guys got 2 of the same item, and the other guy got none, and he was so ticked that he couldn't get the item. And then when they started introducing the Game Boy, and it had the link cable, I don't know if you remember that or not, that tethered link cable.
I remember that one.
That's where they had the idea of you could transfer characters between, you could trade Pokemon.
Okay.
And so if you have one version of the game and I have another version of the game, there are usually Pokemon that are exclusive to one version or the other.
Right. Okay.
And so it's like baseball cards or like trading cards. You basically, it's like that, but you're just trading Pokemon. And that way you fill up what they call a Pokedex. God, it feels so old.
I love this. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted the show to be. Get into the minutia of everything. Come on.
That's the thing, is like, I want to fill up the Pokemon. I'm one of those where I literally hear it in the back of my head. You're the very best. Like no one was before. Like I hear that song when I play Pokemon. I'm just singing it. I'm the very best. No one ever. Like I love, like, I want to fill up the Pokedex. I want to have all the Pokemon. It's like the cards, though. You want to have every card that you like. You want to have the best. Deck. You want to have, so you can beat everybody eventually. Hopefully,
it is I think it's like you say. There are so many avenues for it. But when it comes to the cards and the games, and even it's expanded into, because like there's Pokemon Funko Pops now. Which is basically, it's like someone said, look, you like crack and you like heroin, but what if we put them together for you? Here, have a bit of this.
Because with a sprinkling of meth, just like
and just
broken up and powdered up.
Is the camera on?
Hold on. I'll switch scenes. There we go. What is that?
Do I need this? Look how big this is. Do I need this? No, I do not need this.
Of course you need this, Eric. Of course you do. Yeah, of course you do.
He's so cute. Look at him.
That is obscene, man.
To pick up any of the Pokemon Funkos. I have actually yet to pick them up. I've been waiting for. I would turn the camera, but it will probably break. But I'm sat next to. I've got a huge TV unit, and every alcove on it is Funko Pops, and they're all over my shelves, and they're everywhere. And I have yet to pick up the Funko ones. I mean, I just dropped. More money than I probably should have on the entire Critical Role set that they brought out, like pre-ordered it, and they said, we don't know when they're getting released. I was like, no, don't care. Bought, done.
See, we've now stepped into the part of the conversation where I'm terrified because my wife has just put in the chat, "It's so cute!" ! Which is the gateway to getting into Pokemon, and then she becomes addicted to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
But it is you've got.
I'm so the pusher man.
You are. No, the pusher is Tom Nook behind you.
Oh yeah, I do have Tom Nook behind me back there.
He's your pusher.
Oh god. The Pokemon Pops, I've stayed away. The only Pops I was getting for a long time were historical figures or figures that of people that influenced me. I thought that was I actually have them by my bed. I have like Mr. Rogers and Jim Henson and Einstein and all those like stuff. Like I wake up and I look and they're there and I'm like, okay, these are my influences in life. but right next to them now is a giant wall of Pokemon. Like I kind of went nuts with those. Like they're
guys, what am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you?
Hopefully will make us rich somehow so we can freaking buy Pokemon cards and stuff. Like that's what we need to do.
I think so. Oh my god. So okay, I really do want to get into Pokemon, but I'm scared. I'm scared, guys, because it's
sort of like
a rabbit hole.
Say you're asking us to describe it. Someone was like describing the face of God. Like you kind of have to see it for yourself, or Stevie Wonder's eyes. Like you kind of have to see it for yourself. So it's one of those things where it's so part of me now, and there's a lot of things that in nerddom and geekdom that are part of us, like that kind of like define us who we are, which is really weird because it's stuff made by other people, but Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever, and Pokemon for a lot of us is just weirdly enough like who we are, and that doesn't help, especially if you've never played a Pokemon game, to go, well, that's who you are. But I think if you collect things, if you're a pop collector or you're into that, you're probably already got that thing in the back of your brain where you could you're halfway there. If you're a drug addict, you probably are halfway there. So,
well then,
other addictions are available, but
there's plenty of addictions available.
The way I've looked at it is to get slightly. Let's see if I can do deep this time of day after not having a lot of sleep. But there are. I like I said, I collect all sorts of stuff. I am very entrenched in various fandoms and geekdoms, and it is very much they are a reflection of my personality. I know I've had people question the Funko Pops before, and I've seen things online. People saying, "Oh, but they're soulless. They're bits of plastic. If you want to collect something, why not buy like a prop from the show you love?" I'm like, because I don't have that money, but I can drop a tenner on a Funko Pop of Spiderman because he's my favourite character ever, and then on my shelf I've got Spiderman sat in my house looking at me, and it makes me feel good, and it reflects that. And the reason I love that is because Spiderman has meaning to me, and so has Critical Role has meaning. Star Wars has these. There are different points in my life when these things have carried me through something that wasn't too good, or have brought me together with friends or stuff like that. So. And Pokemon's one of those things. Like there's a great community online anyway for the card collecting and stuff, but there's also like it's something I've passed on to my kids. So I always loved Pokemon, and now my kids both love Pokemon. They come at it from different angles. My eldest is obsessed with Snorlax because he's this adorable tub of lard, and my youngest is basically like, I want cards because I need to beat literally everyone on the face of the planet at the card game. And then he was like, okay, that's not hard.
Everyone.
And then he's like, okay, let's try Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like, what's this Magic the Gathering you were talking about, Dad? I haven't even played that one, son. So
stay away from
Magic the Gathering. Now we're going back.
No. That makes Pokemon look like a cheap hobby. Like,
I know. I've got a friend who's into it. Jesus, and it's just but the like I said, the card collecting, even down to my wife Shell, she was never that. She remembered watching Pokemon as a kid. That was about it. And then I said I want to start collecting the cards, and also around about the same time, it's like, there's this game coming out called Pokemon Go. If you're interested, it's just I might download it and see what it's like. I now get messages from her, right, and she'll be in town doing the shopping. And she'll be like, "Oh my god, like what? What's wrong? What's happened?" She went, "There was an Oshawott outside Tesco." What? She's like, "But there were two. I caught you one. Don't worry, I'm coming home." Right? And it's like, "There you go. I found you an Oshawott." And then but she was still going like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm glad you like the cards, but I don't know if I'd ever beat." Next thing you know, we start having pack battles to see who can get the best pulls, and she's as hooked on as I am, and she has spent hours sat here with me just organising the cards to get them to a stage, because I've spent months now trying to get them all finally in binders and sorted properly, because they've all been sleeved and sat in a like collector's box, and I've got them all sorted now. It's addictive.
So crazy. It really is, and it's everyone seems to have their favorite Pokemon too. I think that's one of the other unique things is there's so many characters inside the franchise, and people have there'll be Pokemon that I'm like, I'll look at it and I go, wow, that is the stupidest thing, and that'll be someone's favorite.
Jamie, hold that close to the camera, will you? Because look at that. Oh, look at that.
That is a very cheap toy of Gengar, but finding Gengar stuff is somewhat tricky. So,
this is sad, but go to the Pokemon shop right now. I don't know how it is UK, how much different it is. Like, I don't know, but UK shop right now the Pokemon shop has a ton of Gengar stuff right now. They have.
Oh, of course, it's Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
Hold on. So it's like PokemonCenter.com. Would that get us there?
I don't know. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Oh,
since you've done it now, So we're going to have to check out this Eevee and that's now available.
Yeah, there's Gengar right there.
There's a fucking hoodie. Oh, don't show the wife. Don't show the wife.
Don't show me.
Ghost type Pokemon. Is that what we were talking about here? Halloween comes to Galar.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Look at this.
Oh, Pikachu in the little.
That's a 10 nameplate with Gengar. I saw that was.
There you go. Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, it's Morpeko. See, look at that thing. I mean, how anyone could look at that and not fall in love? I have no idea.
Oh my god! It's a little plushie.
The weirdest bit as well.
See, that's an entirely another part of Pokemon. There are people that don't even watch the show that collect the plushies. Like, it's so crazy that there's just.
The really troubling thing is, Gengar is my favorite Pokemon, and I don't know why or I don't know when that happened. He's definitely my number one.
Yeah,
the design of Gengar is great.
There's the hoodie, guys. There's the hoodie.
But his backstory is terrifying. Gengar lures children into the forest at night.
Well, okay, that sounds a bit twisted.
And,
Pokemon's super twisted.
Yeah, that's not even the worst one. I mean, I think one of the weirdest ones is Yamask, which is the ghost of a past child who carries its face as a mask. So the mask that it carries
is it this guy here, Gengar House? There's a sign
there. That's
here.
Gengar, yeah. That's mine. That's my favorite one. He's the one who murders kids. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's
actually a bunch of Pokemon that are like that. Like the balloon one, I always forgot his name. He will take off with, if you read the backstory on those, they'll take off with children. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Look at this.
I'm actually really surprised more Pokemon aren't shot on site in Pokemon World.
I know. You kind of expect there should be some sort of roving death squad to take out the tricky ones.
Yeah, it's sort of like Ghostbusters.
Terrifying world to live in. Look at Gyarados. You wouldn't ever go to a seaside town in Pokemon because if Gyarados doesn't get you, Tentacle's gonna. There's a whole episode of the anime in the original in Indigo League where the Tentacle and Tentacruel just turn up and just wreck this seaside town.
There's a lot of towns that get destroyed. In Pokemon.
Yeah,
and like we were saying about the movies, like Ross, they go from like, the anime was pretty. Get dark every so often, but it was like, hey, Ash, what do you want to do today? I want to hang out and catch Pokemon. And then it'll be like, the movie's like, what do you want to do today? I want to sit in my darkness and just, like it literally goes from that. You're like, wow, kid, that's Ash. I know you've been doing this for 20 years, but that is some dark stuff, boy.
I mean,
jeez.
It's one of those things as well. You have to look at, I've always said that you can much more easily and much more effectively mock something if you love it. And I adore Pokemon, which is why you can find the trigger points for the bits that are funny. And what always makes me laugh with Pokemon is one day this 10-year-old kid woke up and turned to his mum and goes, "Mum, I want to go see the creepy old dude next door who I think he's a vivisectionist. I'm not entirely sure." And then after that, I'm just gone. Like, I don't. Yeah. You won't hear from me. I am just wandering the countryside.
You might see me on TV every so often capturing these monsters, but other than that,
I'll pop up in what are essentially legalized cockfights. But apart from that, I am just going to be out and about with a couple of strangers. There's a haunted town somewhere, so you can bet your ass I'm checking that out later. And off he goes.
I love. In Sun and Moon, which is the ones before the Sword and Shield, if you had Moon, your character would go out at nighttime at first, and And so you go. There's always a professor that you have to go meet, and like it'll tell you how to get your new Pokemon, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they send you out at nighttime in the pitch of night, dude, to go find this shirtless professor, like it's just in the middle of this forest.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and you're 10 years old, dude. So it's like, okay. Yeah, Pokemon. Cheers on you, mate. There, that's some great stuff.
Oh my god!
It definitely made me aware of I started looking at other things through the lens of Pokemon as I got older, and I realised that there does seem to be a bit of a trope within children's television and cartoons and that in general, where parental negligence seems to be the watchword of so many of them. Like, I mean, everything from Pokemon. Rugrats, Dora the Explorer. I mean, God, how that girl's still alive, I have no idea. She hangs out with, that monkey has got the plague anyway, so let alone anything else.
Yeah, what is he, like purple or blue? I mean, something's wrong with him.
It ain't healthy. And, where did he get the boots? Because they came off some kid's feet, and I'm pretty sure it was Dora's
probably the one
you don't hear about.
It's probably from the feet of a kid that, Gengar took. So
yeah,
it's
wandered into the forest there.
Oh my god!
But it's brilliant. But even that, there's so many little things like with the anime, like and there were so many little tropes and running jokes with like Brock, the fact that he can't see. Like I maintain that Brock is drawn in such a way that he never opens his eyes.
Well, hold on, let me.
Oh, we've got some stuff here. We've got figures coming out.
Can you see him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't open his eyes. There's there's actually a meme floating about a few years ago, which was Aladdin. Really weird sort of tangent, but Aladdin, there's that line in the song that "Don't you dare close your eyes," right?
Mm-hmm.
There is for some reason that that was horribly out of tune, but there is a version of that.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. There was two pictures. There was him, "Don't you dare close your eyes," and then there was just Brock going, "Not a problem." Oh no, was it? No, that's going to be a problem for me. Sat underneath it because he just literally can't open it. There's so many weird things, and it falls prey to an awful lot of the. There are certain things that pop up in every anime ever, I think, and they pop up in this. So there is definitely a lot of fun to be had at its expense.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'll go back and rewatch it again and again and again. I rewatched it all recently. I watched all of Indigo League on Netflix because it's Netflix, of course.
The newest series is actually pretty good.
That
just came out. It actually kind of almost reboots in a weird way the 20 years and addresses sometimes the issues that the anime has had like throughout the years. And then you get those weird like fan things of where Ash was like really for the last 20 years has been in a coma and it's all been some kind of fever dream.
The Paw Patrol theory. I swear most kids' TV at some point someone has gone, what if this kid's actually basically dead? You're like, wait, what? No, hear me out. And then there's like Christopher Robin in Winnie the Pooh, which I swear we talked about last time I was on with you.
Yeah.
It is something that popped up with all these
it's
kids shows.
Twisted. Because we talked about like Batman being an alternate, like an elsewhere version of Peter Pan.
Which I still think would work.
That would work.
I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, this episode has gotten way out of my control now. I knew it was going to be.
Welcome to a video version of the Creative Ramble. So
okay, we need to wrap it up now. But I feel like we could continue this for like another 90 minutes, like make it a 3-hour show.
We could slowly show our collection.
I want to talk a little bit about Jamie because you're doing a very special Pokemon themed broadcast after this show a little bit later. So please tell us about that, and then we'll wrap up proceedings.
So one of the things I've been doing during lockdown is bit by bit I've been buying an awful lot of Pokemon cards, but I haven't opened any of them. So I've got, sat on a shelf next to me, I've got piles of stuff like this, which is all unopened products. So I've got Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon. I've got everything back to around, I think I've got some Primal Clash XY set and stuff like that. So everything I could lay my hands on. And I've got Elite Trainer kits, I've got tins, deck shields, mini tins, Pokeball tins, etc. And I'm going to open all of it in one stream this afternoon because I've been dying to do this for a long time.
Yeah.
So there's a few people on YouTube who have done these as videos. There's a guy there that I like called Steel Sizer, who he hasn't done one for ages, but he used to do these Pokemon hordes. And me and the kids got hooked on them. And like he did one that was 8 hours, and he opened thousands of packs.
Holy crap!
I just put it on in the background.
Yeah.
I stick it on and then start sorting my cards, and then usually leave the cards. I'm just sat watching to see what he's pulling next. So I had an idea to do on a slightly smaller scale, but I had an idea to do a video of that. And then I thought, well, I'm streaming a lot these days. Let's just do it all live and let the chaos unfold. So at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, give or take a few minutes while I get set up and probably break something, I am going to be opening. It's about, I've got somewhere in the region, I think, of like 110, 120 packs to open.
Awesome,
and a lot of them are in various, like, because a lot of them come as like these sort of things. So there's bits and pieces in there, like there's coins in these, there's special cards in others. So I'll show them off, and I'm just going to talk Pokemon for the next 4 or 5 hours of my life.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I thought to that.
Cool. So guys, that brings us to the end of the Pokemon Bumper Extravaganza episode 15 of the Weekend Catch-Up Club. Man, I've had an absolute blast. I knew it was going to be a long one, and hopefully we've entertained you enough. After this wraps it up, I'm going to be looking at baby Pokemon onesies. Clearly is what's going to have to happen now, right?
Yes.
You're gonna have to set the wee one up with the 3 Pokemon and let them pick their starter.
I know. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolutely packed bumper show. Thank you, the Father Gamer Eric Gibbs. Where is your social contact information stuff? People can get in touch with you.
At Father Gamer, pretty much everywhere.
Father Gamer everywhere. And Jamie?
I locked that down.
Yeah, much the same. Mid-game crisis all over the net. Splashed it on everything I could get it on.
Wonderful. Guys, until next time. Audience, until next time. I'll see you again very soon. Have a great start or continuation of your weekend. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.